Hi everyone, my name is Thuy. I'm the founder of Western Sydney Fashion Festival and we're here today with Iki.
Hi, my name is Iki and I'm the designer behind Public Island Society.
So Iki, today on our set we have this beautiful carver bowl. Do you want to tell us a little bit about carver bowl?
Yeah, in our culture, the men usually gather around the carver bowl to share stories and legends and whatnot. And so I thought for us, we're sharing our story today, so I thought I'd bring it on set. Growing up in Western Sydney, one of the biggest things that has influenced me is the people. Having there be such a multicultural community to be surrounded by, and everyone brings their own histories, their own cultures, and their own backgrounds, and you learn more about places from other parts of the world, how they do things and how that differs from the way that you do things. It affects my designing because I feel like it opens my mind from here to here. When you understand other people's stories and you can relate to them, it just increases your work like tenfold. Being dubbed the fourth seamstress is an inside joke between my friends and I. Seamstress is a word normally given to women who sew, and so they've just dubbed me the fourth seamstress in my family. They would joke that whenever we try to go out, they're like, "Oh, the seamstress is busy, he can't come out with us." And that's sort of where it rolled and it sort of stuck. My family's creativity. Well, I first have to mention what they are. So my grandfather, who I was named after, he was an artist. He was a sculptor. And the long line of women that sort of came before me, who are also seamstresses. So that's my mom, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother. So it just feels like that long line of that lineage, it just has to continue somehow and somewhere. And I think that's sort of where I come in. How my Tongan heritage shows up in my work is by the use of our cultural mats that we hold dear to us. In the Tongan culture, we wear our mats made of woven pandana sleeves, and it's a way of tying us to the land and representing us being one with the land. And then I sort of take those mats and still turning them into something that we can wear, but something that pushes forward and creates something exciting for us to look forward to wearing. I need to tell you about what I went through at one of my past fashion shows. At the end of the show, once everything was done and dusted, I was hanging around the VIP section and I could hear people discussing Public Island's fashion and just questioning whether my designs were, in the box of island fashion. Only because they didn't see floral motifs, they didn't see tribal tattoos or any of the island designs that they're normally used to seeing. And I think that's the importance of my work, is to sort of challenge those stereotypes. Island fashion isn't just about floral designs and island motifs. It's about what we grew up with, our legends, our stories, and sort of the things that we can turn those stories into. And I think that's the most important part of my work. If my great-grandmother could see my work today, I think she would love it. I think she'd be proud of how far I've come. I've seen the way that my own grandmother is proud of my work, and I can only imagine my great-grandmother would feel the same way. I think when I was coming up with Public Island Society, the idea was for it to be more than just a brand and more than a label. It was about inclusivity and including pretty much everyone in my friend group. And when I look into my friend group, it's the most diverse group of people of all ages, of all sizes, of all genders, of all cultures. And I think that's who I want to represent in my brand, is those different personalities that sort of come into the melting pot of Public Island Society. One last thing I'd like to say for Public Island Society, I wish I can take it as far as possible. Not just for myself and not just for my family, but for future designers, future poly designers, future Western Sydney designers to sort of see themselves in the process and in the work. I'd like to inspire others to sort of pick up a needle and sew. I'd like to inspire them to start sketching ideas of clothes and how they'd like to wear them and change it up and insert their own creativity into what they want to do. And by doing so, I think that the world of fashion can only get richer. If we all sort of start taking up space in the design game, I think we can only make it more exciting. We bring in our ideas, our customs, our cultures, and it just becomes richer.